Welcome to the Tech Convo Podcast. I'm your host, Chims, and today joining me, my co-host, Sai, and the guest who needs no further introduction, Mr. John Sonika, the CEO and also the co-founder of ZUX Branding. Mr. John, welcome to the Tech Convo Podcast.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you to be here at ZUX Branding. We are happy to have you today.
Yes, we are also happy to have you for this conversation, and I'm sure our audience are going to be excited too.
Hope so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting conversation that we're about to have because we'll cover a lot of aspects of, I don't want to say life, but because it will sound like a lifestyle podcast,
Yes.
but of a journey, right? Like from, if you're starting off a journey from where you are, let me just say from high school until the day you make it. What are the steps and the various things that you're supposed, especially when it comes to a business perspective? I'll just keep off the conversation with the typical question. I'm sure you're ready for it. Ready for it, Mr. John? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'll ask you to briefly tell us more about yourself, your background. Okay, not briefly. In fact, not briefly, because one to understand. One to understand.
Awesome. As you could have already mentioned, my name is John Sonika, currently a co-founder and executive officer of ZUX Branding. John Sonika is that's regular guy. Yeah, it's that's regular guy like everyone, of course, living with albinism.
Yes.
Yeah, coming from a big family and who has lived his life like a regular average Zambian child
Yeah.
in in environment full of other young chaps. Yeah. With a background in software engineering, with education, of course.
Okay.
The part of education which I've never applied. I only applied when I was doing my teaching methodology, my teaching practice. Yeah. And but it seems we are applying it in a different way. We need to be in a classroom set up to apply the teaching knowledge we have. And with a background in software development, John has worked for a number of companies, it's being local or international. We can mention Zamtel, Great North Road Academy, Namuka Africa, on the international markets, Grow, BPTN, Empower, and the rest. Yeah, in brief, that's before we came full time here at ZUX Branding, where we are now 3 years, clocking 4 years this year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very interesting journey. So you see from that, well, if you ask me from that, and this is like the perspective I have towards life, is that most of the things that you learn them to keep and apply when the right time comes. He spoke about learning how to, having learned how to teach with, of course, ICT with teaching, right?
Yeah.
And then he never really applied that, but does apply that in other ways.
Yeah.
That's right.
At a different stage of life, because I'm sure in the primary stage, because you also mentioned having worked for other companies, you were not really applying teaching there, were you?
No, that's right. Mainly, that's just mainly the software side, the software development side. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. So for me, what I get from that is some things you learn to apply later on, and they're just as important and not to be overlooked because they come into use in the future.
That's true.
Yeah.
We've talked about having worked for a lot of companies,
Yeah.
and looking at the period of time that you've worked for these companies, I would say it's not so long.
Not really long. I've been in the tech space for 7 years.
7 years.
And in 7 years, I've moved. I've worked with all those companies. The reason is simple. Someone might be wondering, but how did you manage to work for almost almost seven companies in a period of 7 years? Majority of works I've done, they were concurrent.
Okay.
I can give you an example. I started working with Grow when I was with Great North Road Academy.
Okay.
I was with Great North Road Academy as full-time. At the same time, I was working working on the ComGrow platform as a user experience designer and user interface designer. I literally came up with the MVP of the product and the beta version that is already on Play Store currently. Same applies with Empower. I believe it's now probably in 2021 that Empower became a bit famous in Zambia, but I started working with Empower in 2020 when in Africa they only had an office in Togo. Of course, I got that job through a friend who was the chief technology officer, was in Spain. Yeah, and it's after a year that I now saw Empower setting up the company here in Zambia, and with them I worked on the agent agent app, the app they're using to track the agent, and also their main dashboards.
Yes.
Yeah, and same applies with, of course, with Zamtel that I was full time with them.
Yes.
BPTN, I was also full time with BPTN, but at the same time I was with BPTN full time. There are other projects that we're still doing aside. I believe I built ZUX mainly the time I was with BPTN. Yes. You understand that it might be 7 years. And these are 7 years that we count day and night work.
Yes.
In the break, we might say if we are looking at it from the perspective of how our number of hours worked, we might count maybe 12 to 13 years because I used to work day and night.
Day and night, definitely.
Day 8 to 5, I'm full time somewhere. And when it's 21 to probably 03, 04, sometimes even 05, I'm doing other projects. When you put all those hours together, it's probably more than 7 years.
And you also just have 24 hours in a day, just like everybody else.
Question.
Yeah.
I even want to ask a question. Okay. We obviously all have 24 hours.
That's true.
But how you apply it is different. How you use the 24 hours is different.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you've mentioned having worked with a number of companies. How were you managing time? You did say you built ZUX when you were with
BPTN.
Yes, BPTN.
Yeah.
So how are you managing? And with most of the other companies you're working for, like when you were at Great North Road Academy, you were working with other on other projects as well.
Yeah.
So how would you manage time in those cases? I get that you're a good time manager somehow.
Yeah.
You see that, like
yeah. Managing time, it's time is one of the things that we can't negotiate with. Yeah. If you misuse it, you misuse it, and it's one of the things God has given to every human being equally. And
Yes.
It just depends on how you are using it. First of all, for guys who are listening and guys who are in the tech space or guys who are aspiring being in the tech space, one thing I would tell you is you trade your sleeping with your computer time.
Screen time.
Yeah, your screen time will be the trading means with you will trade it with your sleeping time.
Yes.
If you really want to excel.
Yeah.
Because majority of things that we apply during the day, the things that we train ourselves first of all at night.
Yes.
And then during the day we solve people's problems. Yeah.
Okay.
Managing the time has been it has always been a challenge, but it's just a matter of prioritizing things. I know for example, when I was with Great North Road Academy, my work was really demanding. I was not doing things that are IT related.
Yes.
I was in the research and business development team.
Okay.
And my main focus was literally conducting research on all the activities in the GNRA group of companies. That included the lodges, the resorts.
Yes.
By the way, the resorts it's where I'd put a lot of
Finish.
contributions on it.
Yeah.
The schools, the special education unit school, and the rehab. And my job was going in schools, having interaction with learners,
Yes.
finding out how what we can do to make the learning experience much better.
Yeah.
How to come up with new programs
Yes.
that will still keep the learners more active as extra curriculums. And to understand that it was quite involving. As you might know, Great North Arts in Lusaka, they have 3 campuses.
Yeah.
And I had to interact with kids from all the 3 campuses.
Yes.
You'll find today you are in Chilanga, tomorrow you are Avondale, you are at the main campus, which already tells you to say during the day, 9 to 7, it was purely my full-time job. And that at that time, I was also still in school. At the time I was with Great North, I was in my 3rd year. I was also still in school. There was also schoolwork. But what really helped is maximizing my night times. I was happy to understand my body, how it operates at night, what I should do to stay up at night and push 1 or 2 things. And that's what really helped. And also the remote jobs. Comgrow, it was remote.
Yes.
And since we were just having a team, a engineering team, by then we didn't have the marketing and whatsoever team.
Okay.
It was mainly the engineering team. And with engineers, all of us have the same mentality of working late nights.
Yes.
I remember sometimes having some meetings around 01, just putting on Slack, "Oh, are you up?" "Yes, I'm up. Can you do ABCD?" And 01, you have a meeting and solving issues. Yeah, that's what also helped me. And also the other thing that helped me when I was with Empower is the time I was with them, Raji was the chief technology officer, or the guy I was reporting to directly.
Okay.
That's back our primarily do.
Empower, they have 2 products in the market right now. They are supplying solars and are also giving loans.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the offices should be in Woodlands, if I'm not mistaken. And by then, the guy was in China, and the time difference really acted well for me. When it was night, this side, that side it was quite day.
Yeah.
And we could have a lot of interactions at night, and that, I believe, that's what made me to somehow manage to balance the 9 to 7 job, the part time, and also the schoolwork. Of course, the school had to suffer at one point.
Yeah.
the sort of separate.
Yeah.
So not really diverging from the question. On average, how, because they say also your health is to be prioritized, right? But I personally believe there are some times or phases in life where you need to sort of improvise, if that's the right word,
Yeah.
and get things done so that in the future it's a plateau for you, and not really because you're working now so that you reap in the future. You're sowing seed now. So on average, how much time would you sleep at that time? I know it's not compared to now. Now
Now I do sleep. Yeah, at least now I can't like now. I've been really sleeping. For instance, this week, as I've told you, this week has been quite this week has been quite crazy. I've spent 4 days out of 6 days, and the 2 days I was completely knocked out. But by then, my sleeping pattern was not that, I didn't have a linear pattern. The time I could go to bed, the time I could wake up. I was moved by the principle of I will sleep when sleep reaches me. You get it? I will sleep when sleep reaches me. And it didn't matter how many hours I could sleep, maybe for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. and I started having a bit of issues during the day,
Yes.
whereby if I'm not active, even for 5 minutes, I would literally black out.
Blackout, yes.
Yeah, I had to be active all the time, and it's really affected me at some points whereby you are even in church, and because the preacher is preaching, there's no more much action. Few minutes, you're gone. You're in class, and someone is talking. If it's not making sense, you're gone. I really struggled with that a bit, but yeah, the number of hours I used to sleep, it's quite minimum.
Definitely paid off.
One thing that I've gotten from all this conversation so far is that you are one person who is so good at managing time, but then
Not so good.
okay, somebody who's trying to manage time, but yeah, your trying is better than most people, I would tell you. But then one thing that I want us to talk about now is you've talked about in a space of 7 years, which is just less than a decade, having worked for so many companies, 7 in total. But then we are living in a country where we have people who've done programs that you've done. Like, for instance, if we talk of ICT, computer science, and other related programs. So we have a lot of people right now who are still seated in their homes, and then they are saying that the country doesn't have enough job opportunities for them in the space that they are in. So the question that I'd love to ask is, I know that we cannot completely put it on luck and say some people are more lucky than others are more blessed than others, but it's also a matter of how you position yourself for opportunities. So what's one thing that you'd want a person listening to us right now? Let's say this person is a student, they're in school studying, and then they are waiting for an employment after school. Then also a person who's already graduated, but they've got nothing they're doing at this point, and they did programs which are similar to what you do. What's one thing that they should do to position themselves and finding these opportunities?
Awesome. I'll answer your question looking at two guys. The guy who's doing school,
yes,
the folk who has already left school but is looking for employment. One of the mistakes we always make is waiting to graduate and now start looking for a job. Okay. And mind you, any institution that is established, when they are employing, they don't employ you to come and learn.
No.
Yeah, they don't employ you to come and learn.
Yes.
They employ you to come and solve some of the problems they have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the reason why you see they always go like, oh, we need someone who has 3 years experience in this. Because the learning time is manual, is a resource wasting for the company.
Yeah.
For the folks who are still in school, the university period, which is 4 years, should always be the preparatory period for you to go into the industry.
Yes.
Those 3 years they are requesting for before you are being employed, you can maximize them
while you're in school. Okay.
These are very funny things that you are pushing me to mention now, but anyway, there are things that I've gone through.
Yes.
I came to Unilas in 2017. Before I came to the Unilas, a graphic design job that I was doing in Livingston.
All right.
I was with them for almost 5 months and came back to Lusaka to start school. And the crazy part, after the first semester, because Unilas programs are in semesters.
Yes.
After the first semester, the time we're closing, I went to the registrar. By then, I've just forgotten her name, and requested for a recommendation letter to an attachment. And that was much better. It went like, John, you want a recommendation letter for an attachment? What have you learned so far that you're going to apply?
Yeah.
But that was the first semester.
First semester.
The first, because I was a January intake, and the first semester, that was somewhere in it was June, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
My idea was, let me get this and go apply at ZUX.
Yeah.
And even if it's me being in a an environment where I'm just holding cables and whatever, it's okay.
It's okay.
With me. I got that recommendation later. Some few items, some few stuff came in. I didn't manage to apply where I wanted to apply. That's that semester I didn't really work. And the second semester, that's to first year. Second semester, I got another recommendations.
Yeah.
I got another recommendation, and that I had to use it to work with a certain guy from his house. He was also building his small company, tech companies.
Yeah.
And he started training me a bit. And crazily, when we were in our second year, still in the first year, that is second year, which was 2019.
Yeah.
Huawei launched a program called the future Seed for the Future Glory.
Yes.
Yeah, Seed for the Future Glory. And first of all, they started with the HNCI competitions and stuff like that. And in 2019, they decided to have a chapter in at Unilas.
Yeah.
One of these days, because I was really active in the tech community, they came in. They said, we want to build our academy here.
Yes.
But we'll need you guys to apply to be our ambassador. Crazy enough, I applied, and I found myself with almost 7 or 8 guys at Huawei HQ at Sunshare, where we went for the interviews. And lucky enough, I was picked. I don't know if it's lucky or whatever, but yeah, if I thought probably how the interview went. I was picked to become the Huawei ambassador for Unilas.
Okay.
And as we started building the Huawei networking community in that was in May, they came back saying they wanted. By then, they were sending students to China for trainings.
Yes.
And it was the first time they wanted a student from Unilas to represent Unilas. Yeah, in that team of 10 students. They made the announcements. I saw the memo, and they wanted us to still apply again, to go for interviews and stuff like that. I went for the interview from Unilas. Were 3.
Yes.
Were 3 guys. In the 3, my mind was already set to say I will be the one that will be chosen. After the interview, I was chosen to represent Unilas. That was 2019. And where it was a group of 10 guys, which I'm still in touch with all the guys as we speak. That was composed of Unilas had 1 guy, which was me.
Yes.
Mulumbushi had 1 lady, Tawarai. She's doing quite well currently as well. ICU had 1 guy, Abram. CBU had 2 guys. Yeah. White Daka, who is with Infratel now, and White Daka and Bridget.
Yeah.
She's also doing quite well. Unza had 3 guys. That is
The big fish.
Yeah, he was the big fish, as you say. They had Hortensia, who is doing well as well currently. They had Davis, who is with Infratel now, and also they had Jordan, who is now working for Microsoft.
Yes.
And I believe that was also the opening points for me in the tech space, because going to China after all the training, coming back, that's how I worked with Huawei a bit. I didn't mention that. I worked with them a bit and found myself working for Nyamuka Africa and started the journey. And I got the job with Great North when I was still in school. Okay, in my 3rd year.
Yeah.
I worked with them for a year. By the time I was going my 4th year, I got the job with Zamtel.
Yo.
That's like 2 jobs or 3.
3.
3 jobs. Yes.
I'm just realizing how much time I wasted in school.
Yeah. I got that with Zamtel. I joined Zamtel in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. And by then I was in my 4th year.
Okay.
Today, if you go to Zambia and check in their files, you will not find my. What you will find is just the transcript.
Yes.
Because by then I didn't have the full degree yet.
Okay.
It's just this transcript that is still in the disclaimer.
I didn't, because I would follow those, because I happen to know him from the time the Huawei story, but I would follow through. But that Zambia time, I thought he had already graduated. I thought it was like 2 years after graduation, and I'm only laying now.
I was still in school. I joined Zambia when I was still in school, and yeah, after that, BP10 came in with BP10. After BP10, we are here at ZUX. Now, that is for the guy who is still in school.
Yeah.
To use the 4 years you are in school to explore.
Yeah.
Whenever you close, go volunteer somewhere, go
Yes.
do some few activities here and there. Now, to the guy who has already graduated, first of all, it's not too late. But what you should
live to do jobs in school.
The guy who has already graduated, first of all, try to lower your expectations.
Yes.
Mind you, when we graduate, we have this perception of I'll be getting paid higher because I'm a graduate.
70,000 a month.
Yeah, but you don't have experience.
Yeah.
Okay. For the guy who has already graduated, try to spend at least 1 to 2 years
Learning.
and getting whatsoever job that comes your way that will give you a bit of experience to start now aiming for the big jobs.
Yeah.
If you want to go straight into the big jobs, it might take you maybe in 4-5 years.
Yeah.
And because wherever you go, they will still ask you, what have you done in the past? And another way is also doing some few projects on your own just to build your portfolio, and I believe that can boost your chances of being hired easily.
All right.
Sort of meetings, I don't know. Thinking, having expectations of that job, because you're thinking that's the only job I work in because that's what I've studied for.
Yeah.
What if you are supposed to do design? Me, I do design, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, I didn't know I'll be doing this like full time.
Yeah.
But it's being open to other things also. That's because maybe I would work in design. Let's say I put a degree in ICT.
Yeah.
I would work in design, and then from there, I would then find a person that will help me get into the space where I eventually want to be.
Yes.
Yeah, what you're saying is very true. As I mentioned, my background is software engineer, but for the part from 2023, from 2023, I've not written any single line of code.
Yeah.
Even when I was with BP10, I was with BP10 helping them on the product design.
Yes.
You get it? The tech space is extremely wide.
Yeah.
It's a matter of you identifying what you are good at and putting all your best into it. I can give you an example. Today, we have very few user experience designers in this country.
Yes.
Yesterday, I'm in one of the groups called the Trove. I just put a small pool just to find out how many UX designers, UX auditors, UX strategists. I created a small pool recently, and from all the responses I found, I just realized that we have a lot of graphic designers than guys who are mainly specializing themselves in
UX.
in UX, in UI and stuff like that, and those are some of the areas guys out there can start investing their monies, investing their time, investing their learning time, and it also pays well. Not on the Zambian markets, but on the international market.
Yes, and I think from what you've said, for those that are listening right now, especially graduates who are still struggling to find employment, I think one of the challenges that we are finding, especially for people that go for the path of computer science, is that everyone wants to be a developer. And I've heard people talk about people who are into things like UI and UX and kind of shame it a little bit because it doesn't involve a lot of logic that is involved in programming.
Einstein.
Yeah.
That's a wrong perception of
Yeah.
things. The tech space today is no longer a one-man show.
No.
It's now a space that's involves a lot of people and requires a number of people to come
Yes.
together to produce a product that is worth being used. If you look at the entire development cycle today,
Yes.
for companies that are well established, the developer, his job is just to write code.
That's it.
And even before he writes codes, you already find a product owner who has already written the script, who has already written everything what needs to be done and whatsoever, and the UI guy who has already designed the screen, how it will look, and then there's already a QA guy
Yeah.
who has already who is just there to do the UATs and all
Yes.
those stuff. You get it? But I know with the Zambian setup, we are still working in the environment where we think, because this guy is a software developer, he can build the products end to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can build something end to end. Yeah, yes, it's possible you can do it, but there will always be a bit of issues. Can you imagine you writing setting an exam for yourself and trying to marking it? You literally mark it the way you want it. Yeah, but when we expand the team, it's makes the development process to be faster. We have witnessed it with Zamtel. The time I joined Zamtel, of course, there was no official position as UX designer.
Yes.
I joined them as an application developer, but with agreement with my then boss, we agreed to say my main focus will be on the UX side, and
Yes.
I was doing more on the UX stuff related. And we saw the development of my Zamtel app to go very speedily.
Okay.
We developed that app in less than almost 6 months,
Yes.
when it was planned to be developed in almost 12 months.
Yes.
All the research.
All the research, literally everything. By the time the developers were starting with all the UI and everything, we were almost, it took us less than 6 months.
Yeah.
And the resources were now to be allocated to other projects. And yeah, I believe that's a lot of companies have to now start understanding and start investing in.
Okay.
So I think you've talked so much about the importance of UI, UX, QAT, and this is something that we dwell on in almost every conversation we have with different guests that come on the show, and we're just trying to tell the world out there and people out there that these things are very important. Yeah, and you've talked of QAT. A lot of time I've come across software or applications, and then I ask myself, was this thing even tested in the first place? Because UATs, I mean, yeah. So you are looking at the user acceptance side of it. As a user now, you're feeling this thing I don't think was tested, because the experience that I'm having is not all that. So I think these are some things that we need to step in and invest in as a country. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so let's drive the conversation to something different. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship. He's been in the tech space, but then he's that thing they say. What do they say at it's 10 out of 10? He's the one. Mr. John is the one. So he's also an entrepreneur, right? And that is how come you see this episode being brought to you by ZUX Branding. So it does a lot of things. I'll just let him explain about that, and then after that he'll just take us through a brief journey of how he thought about venturing into this organization that we have, this business that we have, ZUX.
Awesome. Yeah, the entrepreneur side. After the 7 years, I now thought of doing something a bit different.
Yes.
As I'd already planned it ZUX Branding, which I co-founded with my good friends Ivan Musa, who is currently our Chief Financial Officer. Why did we even come up with ZUX?
Yes.
And if you look at ZUX, currently we are mainly doing things that are marketing related more than tech
Correct.
side of business.
Mm.
We wanted to find out, we wanted to build a brand first, build a name
Yes.
that will help us to even start bringing more stuff, more divisions and whatsoever.
Yes.
That's how we started with the printing side of business, which was registered in 2022. With the printing, we started with large format printing. Later on, started doing t-shirt printing, started doing 3D signages, started doing paper printing and so on. And then later on, we now started expanding, and that's how come we came up with the ZUX Fusion. It is a division of ZUX that's mainly focused on metal fabrications,
Yes.
where we are trying to fusion metal and metal, wood, and aluminium. But for now, we are mainly focusing on metal, iron. I know in the future we'll push in a bit of wood and a bit of aluminium, and which is doing quite well. And also we now started going back in the tech space
Yes.
with the ZUX Creative.
Mhm.
Yeah. Of course, currently with the ZUX Creative, we are mainly focusing on the content creation side of
The business.
Yeah, content creations, videography and photography, which we are doing on a low pace. But I believe this year we might have to speed it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what literally is making ZUX to be ZUX today. Those three pillars, and that is the ZUX Fusion, ZUX Branding, and the ZUX Creative.
I know this because you mentioned this to us last time. What does ZUX stand for? It's very important. You know, people see this. They see this on billboards. They see ZUX when they go to concerts and everything, marathons. But what does it mean? What does it stand for?
Okay. ZUX. It's by the way, it's an acronym.
Yes.
Or in abbreviation, let's say, would stand for Zambia User Experience.
Okay.
Yeah. As I mentioned, I'm really passionate about the user experience of things.
Yeah.
It's being on in the digital space or in the physical space. And when we're thinking what name to give, we thought of coming of a name that would help our clients to understand our promise. The ZUX itself, it's already our promise to you to say, yes, we understand people think what is Zambian is substandard,
Yeah.
but we want to give you that Zambian experience on the positive side of things.
Yes.
And which we've been doing so far, so good.
All right. So now, can you just run us through your journey as an individual? What led you to starting up the entrepreneurship and how your journey has been so far? So for somebody now who's taking up the role of entrepreneurship, stepping into this world, and they're not so sure of what it offers, but since you've been there and you are still there, we want to just get insights from you.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship is, there's no fit or process to joining entrepreneurship. It happens to people differently.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, it happens in a way that I had to work somewhere first to
Yes.
raise a bit of capital and then invest all that money. By the way, ZUX is 100% bootstrapped. Yeah, from the time we started to today, we've never received any donation. We've never received no borrowing, literally nothing. It's from whatever that was coming out from our pockets that we had to invest, whatever profit you are making, bringing it back in the business. Yeah,
For
for us,
that.
for us, it worked in the sense that we had to work somewhere else to make money
Yeah.
and bring the money in the business. But for someone else out there, it might
different
be
journey.
it might be a different journey. I know people who just started from nowhere and they are doing
Yes.
amazing stuff. But the advice I can give is regardless of where you are, before you go into entrepreneurship, you have to think about few items, things like your basic needs.
Yes.
Okay, if you are in full-time employment and you are planning to go into entrepreneurship, make sure you secure your basic needs maybe for the next 3 to 6 months.
Yes.
Because the first 3 to 6 months of your business, it's not guaranteed that you will make money.
Yes.
We registered the business in 2022. That was 15th June, and came in these premises in October.
Yes.
Okay. Now, from October 2022 to it should be February 2023, our revenues were literally below 10,000 kwacha.
Yo.
Which was not really
June
from June.
So we came here.
We came here in October
2020.
2022. From October to February 2023, our revenues were literally below 10,000 kwacha. That is revenue. It was literally below that.
Not even profit.
Yeah, mind you, now we started renting this place.
So there was an expense.
Yeah,
Yes.
we started renting this space, and because I was part-time by then, I was just put on a small transport allowance.
Yes.
But my business partner was full-time here. He was entitled to a salary.
Yes.
And by then in October we had 1 staff. November we increased the number of staff to 2 guys, and they were on salaries. Now, can you imagine with a revenue that was less than 10,000 for that period of time? But these guys, we still had to pay them. We still had to pay the rentals. We still had to pay the expenses and buy materials. Where was that money coming from? The money was coming from our own pockets.
Sacrifice.
You get it? That's why I said when you are planning to go into entrepreneurship, first of all, try to secure your basic needs. When your basic needs are secured, maybe for 3-4 months, you can now push in, because it's not guaranteed that you will start making money
Right
the exact time you started. No,
That you changed the tides. I mean, I'm intrigued. Okay, like if it was that wild, what was your approach to changing the tides? I mean, for you to be here, because if it was another person would have maybe started thinking, okay, let me just get back to, I was doing good in the employment.
Yeah.
And if just go back, we can always sell these or keep them for later on, the equipment.
I believe what kept us moving was what you believed in.
Yes.
Personally, I always believe that when I'm in full-time employment, I'm the only guy who benefits.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, regardless of what amounts I will be getting paid per month.
Yeah.
It's me and my family that is benefiting.
Yes.
You get it? And what's the essence of me literally wasting my time being full-time for something that will only benefit me and my family,
Yeah.
when I have potential of building something that will now benefit more than 100 families.
Yeah.
You get it? I believe that's what really kept us moving. That's what really pushed us to say, okay, we might not make it today. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing money in. One day it will respond. And of course, starting from March 2023 going upwards, things started changing. people started now accepting us, people, because a lot of people were a bit skeptical of trusting a brand that was just in the that was just starting.
Yes.
Yeah, people started now trusting a bit, and because now we had now some few tractions of few works that we did for some few clients, that's how people now started trusting us. And one thing you should know is the printing space is a space where a lot of companies have been disappointed.
Yes.
They're always
Yes,
try new guys
Yes.
who are in the business.
Yes.
And we foresaw that, and we saw it, and we had to maximize that. I even remember the first pitch we had was mainly we're telling people to say we are different from the rest.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we can still deliver for you at any given time.
People come to you and say, that's what they all say.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Even today, we still receive people saying, they say, that's what they told us, but see, the event is tomorrow. We don't have whatever, but yeah. And also, we also understood that for us to do well, we really need to have a digital and physical presence.
Yes.
And we had to invest in that heavily. No
Yes.
wonder we are where we are today.
What you've talked about is really important, because a lot of people can agree that when you're starting to build something, it's really painful when you're putting in money, but you're not seeing that generate back to you.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people encourage some people say, okay, before you quit your job and you start the business that you are thinking of, first secure your next few months, because this is not a guarantee. And some things would work out and some things would not work out. And then also, I feel like you need to have that heart to say, I'm going to keep on investing in this, even if I don't see the results immediately. Because if you're not earning money, then obviously you're putting in money. Whatever doesn't give you back your money, then you're obviously giving it money. And I feel like our audience listening to you say this now, it's giving someone hope to say, okay, even if I'm still struggling right now, I can still push through, because in the end, I think what sets apart the people that succeed in the business space and those that give up is the idea of giving up, and that's something that you overcame.
Yeah.
But what's one thing that I would say kept you strong? Even when I'm sure there were days where you felt like, this isn't for me, this isn't for us. Maybe both you and the partner sat down and said,
Let's be honest.
yeah, let's just be honest to each other. What are we doing? Yeah, like, so what's one thing that kept you like strong, so that you keep on fighting?
We had such moments. I remember December 2022, as we're closing the year. The goodness is we used to stay in the same house, same room. And
Yes.
we had a lot of time together to literally discuss whatever that was happening during the day. Because I was not full time, I was part time, and my colleague was here full time.
Yes.
And at least in the evening, he could give me the
Updates.
of whatever that has been happening. And I remember December, as we're looking at what we've done for 6 months from the time we registered the company business, we went like, will this really work? Yeah, will this really work? And we decided to say, okay, let's give ourselves another 6 months. Okay, let's give ourselves another 6 months, which was from January to June. And see what will happen. And as we are still brainstorming of what to do and that's where the idea of investing more on our digital presence and our
Physical presence
came in.
Yeah.
Remember that is the year we sponsored one of the awards from Unila's best students.
Yes.
The award whose money came from my own pocket, but came as if it was ZUX money. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah. And yeah, all those things started now making us get known out there, making
Yes.
the brand known, and here we are today. But as I mentioned, one of the things that's really kept us moving, and that is still keeping us moving up to today. It's even whenever we meet and remind our each other is we are building a brand that is here to stay.
Yes.
And we are building a brand that is here to impact businesses and people.
Yeah.
People from both sides, from our client side and for our external clients who are the ZUXs, and our internal clients who are the ZUXers. ZUXers are the employees, yeah. And that's the impact we are making is what is keeping us on our toes every day. Waking up in every morning knowing that there's a team of guys whose life are dependent on whatever ZUX is doing.
Yes.
Whose life is dependent on whatever money they're making from ZUX.
Yes.
It's really motivates us to do more and push to literally better their lives, and also knowing that I'm very sure that out of ZUX will be raising some giants in the tech space, in the marketing space, and seeing those giants coming up and going out there and doing some amazing stuff. It's what really motivates us.
I think you're one of the few different people that I've come across that are more concerned with actually the well-being of people as opposed to just the business side of it.
Yeah.
Yes, life is about you. Yes, we can't deny that there are things that you need, there are things that, all these things, but there's the aspect of serving others.
Yeah.
One pastor, man of God, say it. There's no tree that bears fruit. Even the Bible says there's no tree that bears fruit for itself. Like, oh, okay, I'm a mango tree, I'm going to drop a mango and then eat it.
Yeah.
It's the people that come to pluck. And that is how come we find satisfaction in life.
Yeah.
Because if many people, if let's say you're focused on your career, you find you're not getting satisfied. Yeah?
No, that's
which PhD level, even like which one's the next one?
Yes.
And then you find you're still not getting satisfied because you're not serving and giving to the people, and you've been so clear about that, and I've seen you're very deliberate about that.
Yeah.
It's very. I like it very much. It's very
It has touched you.
I've been touched.
Yeah.
Yes. Question before we start doing the remarks. You're deliberate about online presence. You talked about the idea of being online, and I've seen you like deliberate. Like if you were not deliberate, I would have not known about you. Like from the days of the early times, you'd post, whatever happens, you'd post on your LinkedIn and your what. So I've seen that you're very deliberate. How is that impactful? Because there are people out there who do not want to be out there.
Yeah.
And for you, it's worked for your good, where you put out your things when something has been sponsored, and then I'm sure you've received clients based off of that.
Of course. And jobs. By the way, I've never applied for any of the jobs I've ever worked for.
Wow.
I would say majority of them, it's people seeing what I'm doing and seeing that I have the solution to the problem they are facing and bringing that in everywhere. The Zamtel, it started from a LinkedIn message until we find ourselves in the system. BPTN, it started from a LinkedIn message as well. There are the recruitment companies in Canada that was tasked to look for product designers in Zambia, and as they were doing their search, by then they only found 3, which were my good friends. That was me, this Thomas.
To know each other.
Yeah, we literally knew each other. Me, Thomas, and Stella. No, Stella. I think she left the ZIG recently, and yeah. We're literally known. Yeah, we're literally known, and the LinkedIn is what's literally prompted us or helped us to get all those jobs. And this is what I always tell people to say. I always give this analogy. Things you keep in your bedroom that meant for you and you alone.
'Cause-
No one, unless you allowed some few guys to enter a bedroom to see how you put your bed, how you put your whatever.
Blanket.
If you the blanket and whatever, if you don't, that is meant to you and you alone. But certain stuff that you remove from your bedroom and put in the sitting room, it becomes a bit
Public.
not really family, but yeah, family on
Yeah.
family level.
Okay, yes.
Everyone in the family at least knows that, oh yeah, he has the laptop, he has
Yes.
a Mac because he has brought it in the
Yes.
sitting room.
But
But yeah, but things that you remove from the sitting room and put on the roads, literally what happens even on the social media today. You can be a very good software developer, a very good designer who spends a lot of time on the PC designing, coming up with concepts. If you keep that on that PC, meaning you are still keeping it in your bedroom, and
That's
for you
it.
and you, but it's all you who knows about
Yeah.
it. If you show it to one of your friends or showing them from your PC, you go like, oh, you see what I did?
Yeah.
Do you think it
That's
like
a
you are
sitting
really
room.
sitting room?
Yes.
Very few people will know about it.
Yes.
But when you bring it on the social media, it becomes like you are bringing it on in the streets. A lot of people will see it. A lot of people will know about it. Those who are interested will reach out to you. And I believe this is one of the mistakes we always make.
Yeah.
Of keeping things to ourselves, thinking if I bring this out, people will steal my ideas, people will do this and this. Let me tell you guys, there's nothing like stealing someone's idea.
Mm-mm.
Because first of all, that idea you think it already originated from you. It never originated from
No.
you.
No.
You got it because you are inspired by something that you saw, something that you
Yeah.
read. You get it? And even if people are to steal your idea, the way they will implement it is completely different,
from
the
you.
way you could have implemented it. You the original guy. You get it? I can give you an example. We have, if you look in the tech space today, we have a number of products that are literally doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Let's look at the fintech. We
Everywhere.
have a lot of gateways which are
Yes.
literally doing the same thing. You find
Yes.
this company because they're in the fintech, they come up with their gateway. This
Yes.
one come with, but all of them are still making money.
Yes.
Let's talk about village banking. Yes, people are giving
application.
See, you get that to say the same ideas can be implemented differently. Don't
Yes.
limit yourself. Don't enclose yourself with that idea you have. The more you enclose it, the more you enclose, the more you delay your progress.
Yes.
Because when you expose it, that's when you find people who are willing to invest in it. That's when you find people who are willing to give you advice on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And yeah, quick, you have some good products out there.
Yes, and this is something that we've been like even talking about. Putting yourself out there is very important. I
But
think
it's also risky.
it is. It is.
There are some things that you need to like put a cap on. Like, okay,
Yes.
I'm taking this to the road. The analogy.
Yes.
I'm taking this to the road. I don't care because I'm taking it. I know that I'm taking this to the road.
Yes.
So whatever happens, I know it won't impact me or hurt me that much because I know I'm taking it out of this.
And the easiest way to doing it is take the brand to the roads and keep your personality behind in the bedroom. That's it.
But then don't you think personality brings in engagement?
Yes, it does. It does. It does.
I think the personality should be there, but then I think there are two different things.
Yes.
Your personality and then there's the brand.
The brand.
So the brand is with those core values of the brand. Yeah.
Yes.
What the brand stands for.
Yeah.
If it's you have ZUX here.
Yes.
Stands for literally what it stands for.
When the user experience, yeah.
Yeah, and so their branding or how they put themselves out there will be based off of that. And then the personalities will have two different. A lot of personalities in this space,
Yeah.
the ZUXers. So I think that's the approach
Yeah,
of the brand that you've built, and that's what needs to go out there.
that's right.
Okay, so guys, we've had a great conversation, and I think we need another one.
No, the ZUX space is really open.
Yes.
If you want to come and have another one, we are ready.
Yes.
We have director Sean who can be on the podcast one of these.
Yes. We even talked to Nisi the other day. We said we'll bring him on. Allow him. Yeah.
Teachers with digital marketing.
Yes. And otherwise, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate the support. Always remember to leave comments in the comment section. Also, share the podcast with your friends. Don't keep this secret to yourself. Gatekeeping won't help you at all. Yeah, this is knowledge for everyone.
Like that.
Otherwise, from me, Chims, and Mr. ZUX here, John Sonika.
Myself, PFSI.
Just ZUX it.
See it.
Don't in your seat.
I bet my voice will be.